Hello, it's Friday, April 26th of 2024, and today I'm here at Glenmont Station at the tip of the Red Line to ride every single bus route with the number 33, the most frequent bus number in the DC area. Now, future Nathan, give us the rundown.
Thanks, Past Nathan. My journey today will take me across 2 states and the district riding buses from 4 different operators. I'll start in Maryland with a ride on 33 from Glenmont to Medical Center Station. Then I'll make my way to DC to get the Metrobus from Friendship Heights to Federal Triangle downtown, following an L-shaped route. For my third 33, I'll ride on TheBus from Southern Avenue Station and wiggle my way back into Maryland to terminate in Camp Springs. Finally, in Virginia, I'll take the Dash bus from just north of Potomac Yard Station to Alexandria King Street. Technically, the same 4 operators also each have a Route 32, making it just as common, but riding all the 33s is easier for me, so that's what I'll do. Anyway, back to you, Past Nathan.
So before I get on my first 33 bus, I have a little bit of time to show you the bus bay area of Glenmont Station. So here it is, and what I really like about it is this mosaic star artwork that goes around the entire top, or the bottom edge of the canopy. There's also a slightly more detailed pattern at the entrance to the metro. Here at Bus Bay A, where my bus departs from, the 33, we have this e-ink live departure screen, which I think is really cool, and they're rolling these out at a lot of different stations. That's the refresh. Unfortunately, unlike the other bus bays, there is no nice map showing where the bus goes. So the ride on Route 33 is actually the least frequent of them all. It only runs Monday through Friday, peak hours only, both directions though, and the last morning service is at 9 a.m. I'm taking the second to last morning service to Medical Center. The line runs every 30 to 45 minutes during those operating times. Here's the 33, right on time.
My first bus of the day was quite small. The seats were of mediocre comfort, and in my opinion they had an ugly maquette, which is unfortunately the predominant design among ride-on buses. The bus first rode up Georgia and then passed through a few neighborhoods in the Glenmont-Wheaton area, as well as by both Thomas Edison and Wheaton high schools, which are right next to each other. The former is a vocational school. The bus route consisted of a few strange deviations, and for some reason, Apple Maps, which is generally reliable in its transit directions, is missing some stops and displays the route incorrectly. Google Maps has a similar issue, so I wonder if this is a problem with the data from the Department of Transportation that the mapping companies pull from. We turned left onto Veers Mill Road, where the stops are shared with Metrobus services, and shortly after turned right into yet another residential neighborhood, this time North Kensington. The bus went around a nice and useful roundabout, and then we made our way onto University, and forward onto Connecticut. Once over the railroad tracks, after some traffic, we turned left into the small downtown of Kensington. The bus then passed through the residential section on Kensington Parkway, where a trolley used to run. Here, the homes are much larger and more expensive than those we passed at the start. At the end of the road, the bus turned right onto Jones Bridge, on which we stayed all the way to the Medical Center terminus. There was quite a bit of construction on the road, which shines some light onto the fact that the suspension on ride-on buses is quite rough.
It's so bumpy right now.
After briefly driving on Rockville Pike, the bus pulled into the terminal about 35 minutes after we had departed Glenmont.
1 down, 3 to go. Overall, the ride went pretty smoothly, except for that little bit of traffic on University and Connecticut. The bus was also right on time, which is always nice. Now it's time for a quick 2-stop ride on the Red Line to Friendship Heights for the Metrobus. Side note, for today, I bought a 1-day unlimited pass, which costs $13. I highly recommend this pass if you're going to be on transit all day, because just 3 or 4 long-distance metro rides already is more than $13 on weekdays. There are a lot of people leaving the metro station now and going to NIH because it's the morning rush. I just realized now that I forgot to check at Medical Center Station if there were any 33 bus timetables. Glenmont, there were none, but I didn't check Medical Center. Anyway, this is the Friendship Heights bus loop. It's a bit dark and dingy, but it's okay. It serves its purpose. Now I'm going to take the Metrobus 33, which is the longest and the most frequent out of all of the 33s. The route has recently been changed to run 24/7, which is great, and it runs every 5 to 20 minutes or so. Obviously, 5 minutes during the peak hours, and then 20 minutes late night, in the middle of the night, 1 a.m. sort of time. The route also runs parallel with the 31 for most of its stretch, so it also is more frequent than you would expect. The bus is actually right here, so I'm gonna get on. That was perfect timing, and there's also nobody on this bus, which is interesting.
The Metrobus 33 was fitted with much more comfortable seats, which were actually padded, and the maquette had a decent design too. I'm quite fond of Metrobuses in general. As alluded to in the intro, this bus has a very straightforward route, staying on Wisconsin Avenue for most of it. Wisconsin, as well as Connecticut, which runs parallel, is a very interesting street because it is lined with many individual shopping districts, each with their own unique character. These were originally built out as streetcar suburbs. After Friendship Heights itself, the next neighborhood down the line is Tenleytown, which has a metro station as well.
Wow, first passengers, that took a while.
Just after Tenleytown, we pass the Itty Ridge development, as the sign says. This development consists of hundreds of apartment units as well as restaurants and a Wegmans grocery store. Next is Cathedral Heights, which, as the name suggests, is home to the National Cathedral, the second largest church in the United States and the 22nd in the world. The bus then passed by the area near the observatory, which I don't know the name of, but I do know that the Guy Mason and Jelliff recreational centers are located there. The last stop in Wisconsin is, of course, Georgetown, DC's oldest settlement. While driving through, we passed by the British International School, Thomas Sweet, an ice cream place I've heard a lot about but have never been, and the oldest house in DC after having turned onto M Street. Georgetown is home to countless other stores and landmarks, too many to name. M Street took the bus right into downtown DC, where it became Pennsylvania Avenue. We went around Washington Circle, encountered a blocked bus lane, which is always amazing to see, and passed directly in front of the White House. The bus then went down the section of Pennsylvania with the decent but not great center-running bike lanes and made a few right turns to finish. The entire route took around 50 minutes, which was the longest of the day.
2 down, 2 to go. So on the map, it shows that the last stop is actually that way around the corner, but the bus driver just let me off here in front of the Department of Justice. Now I'm going to take a short break and then take the Green Line from Archive Station just down the street all the way to Southern Avenue in Southeast DC for the bus. Which bus? The bus. This is a lovely steam heater, by the way. I know it's not a heater, but it does keep you pretty warm. I made it to Southern Avenue Station, which is just over the district border in Maryland. Those buildings right there are in DC. This is actually just like Friendship Heights, but I just failed to mention it then. I think Southern Avenue Station is very cool because it's above ground, but it's in this big ditch here because it goes right into a tunnel just there. On this side, it's also covered by this big concrete structure, and there's some cool artwork up the stairs. Southern Avenue Station has a lot of bus bays, Q bus bays to be precise, on both sides of the metro station. There's also a lot of parking here and nothing really to walk to in the general vicinity. The bus, Route 33, leaves from Bus Bay K, which is just behind me, the bus being Prince George's County's bus system. The bus 33 runs Monday through Friday every 30 minutes, which is okay, but strangely, the last service in the day is at 6 p.m., which is very early in my opinion. It's also my first time ever riding the bus. Not the bus, but you know what I mean. So I wonder what it'll be like. Honestly, probably just the same as every other bus. This bus bay also has the appropriate map listing the Bus Bay K and the frequencies, but unfortunately it doesn't have the route highlighted, which is this one. Here it comes, the bus from the 1980s.
The first thing I noticed about the bus is that it's quite hard to search for online, because it shares its name with a video game and Honolulu's bus system, interestingly. It seems like Prince George's County is not very important according to Google. The seats on the bus were extremely uncomfortable, featuring no padding whatsoever, and on top of that, the bus was very bumpy. The maquette was, interesting to say the least. The bus started down Southern Avenue and Was that actual good announcements? I'm impressed. We passed some nice apartment buildings and dipped into many residential areas. This part of the county is surprisingly rural feeling, featuring a very disconnected street grid and a lot of open space. We passed over the Beltway and continued through similar neighborhoods, consisting mostly of small single-family homes on large lots. The bus then turned left onto Allentown Road and passed through Paget's Corner, also known as Strip Mall Town. You can probably see why I'm giving it this name. The bus continued down Allentown until, quote, downtown Camp Springs, if I can even call it that, and terminated on Old Branch Avenue, which parallels the Branch Avenue Highway.
Prince George's Community College Skilled Trade Center.
Again, somewhat surprisingly, my third bus arrived right on time, having taken only 30 minutes.
Thank you. 3 down, 1 to go. Here we are in this pretty ugly suburban area. Don't really feel welcome here as a transit passenger. Kind of have to speak quickly because there's a 30 bus coming soon, which will take me back to the Metro, back to Branch Avenue, where I can take the green line all the way downtown, then the yellow line back to Alexandria to finish off with my last 33 route, the Dash. While I wait, I guess I'll just talk about the area. Just very wide roads, very spread out, a lot of parking lots. Although it is nice that this bus does have a shelter and a little bench here. I know I probably mentioned it in the voiceover and even in the bus, but I'm just still so surprised by how rural that was. I thought it would just be generic suburbs, similar to what we saw in Montgomery County at the start with the first 33 Rideon, but it's just very, very rural. And my bus is coming right now. It's there. I just took off my good microphone, but I just want to mention how bad Branch Avenue Station is, like land use wise, right? There are these new buildings that they built, but instead of building them near the station and putting parking lots far away, they did the opposite of good urban design, which is they put the parking lots close and the buildings far away. Yeah, I don't understand. Well, I sort of do because the parking lot came first, but you know. What an awful development. Like, I want to go get some food, and there seems to be some good restaurants up there, but to get there, I have to walk all the way out of the parking lot and then back in. This is not pedestrian friendly at all, which is weird because it's a metro station. Made it to Potomac Yard Station. Now I need to walk a little under 10 minutes to an Old Navy and a strip mall, which is where the route actually starts, Route 33. It doesn't actually start at the Metro, it starts a little before, a little north. Turning right here at the bridge towards the North Pavilion. If you want to see more Potomac Yard Station, check out my Potomac Yard video, which will be in the upper corner, that way. This is quite a nice side path here. So it's like a bike lane and a sidewalk mixed. While I walk to the Old Navy, I'll talk a little bit about the schedule. So the Dash 33 runs every single day, every 30 minutes, and every 1 hour later at night. Dash is the bus company that serves the Alexandria area. So I'm approaching the first stop, and one of these is probably my bus. My bus is leaving in 7 minutes. I really love these e-ink screens. They're really nice. What a lovely parking lot with so much character. Oh, here we go. The heads-up display. The information board, is that what it's called? The screen that shows the bus route and the direction. The driver turned it on. And FYI, Dash is a free bus service. At least for now. I don't know if this will change. I find it interesting that the sign is also in Amharic, I think, this script. It looks really cool. I boarded through the back door because I'm allowed to do that on Dash. These are really nice seats. I like them. There's a lot of padding, and it's like this leathery texture. I think they're the most comfortable seats that I've ridden on so far today. Surprisingly, even more comfortable than the Metrobus. Now we're going back the way I walked, basically, to Potomac Yard Station. And here we are entering the bus loop. No one got on, and I'm the only person on this bus. This bus route loves this strip mall here on the right, because I can see the Old Navy that I was at like 10 minutes ago peeking through the trees right there.
The Dash 33 is the shortest Route 33 of them all, running primarily through the Del Rey neighborhood located west of the metro tracks. The neighborhood is what I would call a dense suburb, consisting of a few low-rise apartments, many townhouses, and compact commercial buildings, which sometimes unfortunately have parking out front. I think that generally the compact suburb is my favorite type of urban area. Although the bus started out completely empty, it quickly picked up more passengers, including some kids with their parents after passing this lovely primary school. The bus drove down the main shopping street, made some turns, and then entered the neighboring neighborhood of Rosemont. Here were some more wonderful examples of middle housing, a term which is unfortunately usually used with the word missing in front of it. We passed by more low-rise apartments, townhouses, and some duplexes, and for the record, I thought the neighborhood had wonderful character. We went under the railroad tracks and then pulled into the Alexandria bus terminal. The ride took just over 30 minutes, actually slightly slower than the bus, and was about 5 minutes late, the only delayed service throughout the entire journey. Pretty good going.
4 down, none to go. I've made it to the beautiful King Street Alexandria Metro and bus station, where I'll share my final thoughts. I really loved my journey today. Going from sprawling suburb to city to rural area to dense suburb was really interesting and enjoyable. I think I went past most, if not all of the housing types, just sticking to one number, the 33. That's all from me for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!